Boris Johnson, as we were just reflecting, was elected on a promise to get Brexit done. Did he? Has he? Several years later, he's today threatening to scrap parts of the post-Brexit deal he struck with Brussels in 2020 because Northern Ireland remains trapped inside the EU's single market, creating a trade border effectively that carves up the UK in terms of sovereignty. His new parliamentary bill is likely to take at least a year to become law, assuming it does, due to the House of Lords promising to frustrate it. The EU said today that it will, quote, restart legal action against the UK because of the law. How serious is Boris about scrapping the protocol? Will his attempts to do so, provoke a trade war with the EU? We don't need that right now, do we? Joining me now, the former First Minister of Northern Ireland, Dame Arlene Foster. Arlene Foster, welcome to you. It does sound, from what we're hearing from Brussels, that the EU is not going to play nice.
Well, they haven't been playing nice since 2016, Colin. I think it's fair to say, when the people of the United Kingdom decided that they wanted to leave the European club. And they have used Northern Ireland throughout those years as a way in which to punish the UK for having the temerity to say that they were leaving. And I think it was a German official who said that Northern Ireland was the price of Brexit. And through that, they have pushed very hard to make a differential between Northern Ireland and the rest of the United Kingdom. And that became the protocol. And unfortunately, Boris agreed to that protocol in December of 2019 in order to, quote unquote, get Brexit done. And he did get Brexit done for Great Britain. But unfortunately, for those British citizens that live in Northern Ireland, we are still under single market rules and regulations. We now have a border between ourselves and the rest of the United Kingdom. In other words, goods that are coming across from Great Britain into Northern Ireland have to go through checks. And we're still subject to the European Court of Justice if there's a dispute over regulation. So I'm looking forward to seeing this legislation this afternoon. I hope it will deal with the internal market of the United Kingdom, bringing it back to supremacy. I hope it will deal with the Act of Union. It will deal with the European Court of Justice. Nobody says that this is going to be easy to fix, but unfortunately, it all started way back in 2016 when the Europeans decided that this was not what they wanted to see happening.
And as you say, we haven't seen the fine detail of the bill yet. But I just wonder in terms of, there's me saying, how will the EU respond? How will Brussels respond? EU's this massive monolithic organisation, but it's actually made up of lots of different and at times contradictory voices. I just wonder, within how the EU arrives at its determination on this, what role Dublin plays. Michal Martin has said London's decision is, quote, regrettable. Do they tend to call the shots in all this, Dublin, or is it not really in their hands?
Well, they have been calling the shots, unfortunately. They have put across their interpretation of the Belfast Agreement to the other nations of the European Union, and the European Union has allowed them to be in the lead in respect of that. And unfortunately, that has caused a lot of damage in Northern Ireland because the balance between the communities in Northern Ireland has been disturbed, and because the East-West trade has been damaged in the way that I have described through checks. And indeed, you can see this. If I give you an example, Colin, Marks and Spencer's, a huge part of Northern Ireland life as it is across the UK, they've withdrawn 600 of their goods and services from Northern Ireland stores because the checks are so onerous. So in other words, we've got a reduction in choice here in Northern Ireland, but the costs are going up. And that's all as a result of the protocol which was agreed. Therefore, it needs to be changed. And actually, the protocol itself envisaged, and this is what amuses me about all of this discussion. We're told that you can't change the protocol, even though in Article 13.8 of the protocol, it talks about amendments and changes to the protocol being put in place. And then I listened to Sir Keir Starmer, who tells us that this is the wrong way to go, that we should be negotiating with the EU. We set out our negotiating position in July of last year. The command paper came out, Lord Frost brought it forward, and there hasn't even been a response from the EU in relation to that command paper. So how can you negotiate with another body if they're not willing to come to the table and negotiate with you?
Dame Arlene, we have to leave it there, but appreciate your analysis this afternoon. Thanks ever so much.